Problematic in a lot of ways. Because we shot at night, time was against us, and then it was raining.
When we were filming Davy Chan on the top of a rooftop, and it was a bright sunny day when we started, and the moment we got 2 questions in, it stormed like, like it was a end of the world kind of thing.
That one was a challenge more physically and getting the look sort of constant.
I think when we had this factual, when it was greenlit, started to title it, of course, Brothers in Arms, because we realized we were dealing with a duality in the narratives. It was the brotherhood of not only the outlaws, but it was also the brotherhood of the law enforcement. The world also felt like it was in a duality. It was Singapore in the 70s, which was heading towards this economic, bustling town, but at the same time, there was that grit and grime. I was very inspired by it, and I think that's when I started to develop this treatment board of like introducing color.
I knew Jeevan way back. One day, he gave me a call, asked me about this project, crime, it's a docudrama and all that. So the moment Jeevan said that, actually, in my mind, I've already said yes to the project.
Before we even went into scripting, Jeevan came up with a mood board, like a treatment, so that the writers already get a sense of what sort of mood or how the docu should be like. And I think that was really helpful because it really gave us a sense that we want like a bit gritty, we want something that's edgy, and it's not just all polished. If it's supposed to be flawed, remain, don't polish it too much. That really helped to give us a direction.
It had to be very distinct, how we looked at the factual parts, how we filmed the profile, and how we did the dramas. I wanted to have that distinction. It became a point where I was like, present day, it will look a bit more neutral because it was all about the profile stories. I wanted to depart from just being safe and shooting all their interviews in the studio.
Well, people call me Dirty Harry. I opened fire 8 times during my 12-year service.
I had to turn my gaze, I guess, into the drama portions of it. There was something about the brother story, what I wanted to do with it. Like, I just didn't want it to be like we were completely cheating it in interiors or, taking such tight shots and multiple cuts to kind of tell the story. We just felt like we were compromising too much, and that's when Audrey decided to turn the spotlight to Malaysia.
While shooting in Malaysia answered the problem of location, we had other things to consider like costuming, props like guns.
The biggest thing around the production was production design. One of the most key conversations was talking to our art director, Norman. This is not like a drama where we could maybe take a lot of shortcuts. Kind of had to be specific to that era. And same for styling. Gina, she was looking at what we could source here in Singapore. It's still a Singapore story, so we couldn't also get everything from Malaysia, if it wasn't authentic. And we also spoke to Cheryl, our imaging makeup artist. For her, it was really about the look, from hairdos to the styling. We auditioned wigs, we auditioned haircuts, colors, looks and styles, and we got where we wanted to be, I think, with the story.
So previously I was talking to Jeevan about wanting a full frame look for the series, and he also liked it. I immediately went, we need to shoot an RE for this.
I said like, yeah, okay, let's talk about it. We're no strangers to the format or the medium.
For almost all the productions that we've been on, the camera request is always like up there. I always question like, why do we have to go with this camera for a docudrama? Like, can we not go with a lower range camera and still make it look good?
I think as we discussed more, and one was very adamant about and insistent yes, and I think he wore Audrey down.
I always give in somehow. At the end of the day, as long as it shows on screen, I can't retort it.
We are very used to shooting dramas, and it's your usual, right? Making sure things are on time, the actors deliver. But I think with factuals, you have to make sure that whatever you shoot, it's accurate. So I remember we were shooting the cemetery scene at night, and it was really late. And Jeevan was like, Charmaine, let's just make sure that everything is accurate. Okay, let's give a call to one of the profiles, Kevil Singh or Ricky Ho. We double-checked, we clarified. This is what went down at the cemetery. Where were they found? How far away were they from each other? Was it raining? Yes, it was.
Cemetery was actually problematic in a lot of ways because we shot at night, time was against us, and then it was raining. But we made it work. It's just that because of the amount of footage that we need from the cemetery, that one was a challenge more physically and getting the look sort of constant.
Everybody bunkered down, sheltered the camera, sheltered themselves as best as they could, but people ended up getting soaked, but nobody moved from that position because we kind of knew like this is the look. Much to everyone's credit, it paid off. It was very heartwarming actually to also see the Malaysian crew. I remember the first day of shoot, we had our mandatory team huddle and our production kickoff thing. Everybody introduced themselves.
For the Malaysian side, the crew, because we didn't know them personally, it was always going to be, whether they can vibe with us, whether they can work out and stuff. Every one of the crew was super awesome to work with. From the gaffer to key grip to the second CA was attached to me all the time. Really vibe. Yeah.
So in spite of the weather, in spite of the hiccups that happened, everybody was there for each other.